everyone, this is Spotlight News, and I'm here with Louis York. You guys are a jazz band. So can you guys just talk about, getting involved with jazz, how you, I guess, made this band?
I grew up with jazz.
Okay.
And a lot of the jazz that I grew up listening to, I've been idolizing ever since. And a big part of what introduced me to jazz was my family, but also some of the classic television shows that put it in there. So we wanted to remind people that jazz is it's not even a genre, it's experimentation. So we put a lot of stuff in there's hip hop in there, there's pop in there, there's classical in there, and we just express ourselves.
So how did you get involved with the band? Are you guys brothers, cousins?
No, we started off as songwriter, producer. We met doing Chrisette Michelle Epiphany album in 2008. Wow. We did like 8 songs together then, and from there we just started a friendship first and a working relationship that blossomed to Grandpa starting this band, Louis York, and blossomed to us starting a record company called Weirdo Workshop.
Okay, so talk about your record company.
Well, Weirdo Workshop is kind of the company we started to first house Louis York.
Okay.
Because we want to put stuff out and we wanted to do it ourselves.
And you want to be your own. That's the right way to do it.
Keep some control.
No royalties or anything like that.
No, we want to creative and want to be creative masterminds, but also as black men also own the business and make sure we're taking care of that side. And then we moved the whole company to Franklin, Tennessee. Okay. Where we set up a whole shop, studio, business. We have a lot of crazy weirdos that work with us who are talented and bring things to the table, and we just create this art. Wow. And we have a collective. We have a girl band that we're developing right now. We still write and produce for other artists who come to our space and get into our world, and we spit out something that we think is excellent. And we're just there trying to do black excellence art, real thought-provoking art every day.
Are you solely jazz or no?
No, we do everything. I mean, we've been known to write pop records, R&B records, and we still do all that country records. We still have we just Vitamin D, Ludacris. We were worked on that record that's out right now. We have a song coming out with K. Michelle. We have a song coming out with Sarah Evans, which is a country thing. We just worked with Leandria Johnson. We just executive produced that album. That's coming out in a couple of weeks. So we kind of keep people guessing, but for our stuff, we don't. It's actually hard to label it. So jazz is the best label for it, but it's really, really a collective, a mashup of everything he's about. He's from East St. Louis. I'm from New York. Hence Louis York.
Oh, that's true.
You get it? You get it. You get it. There we go. So it's a mashup of all his stuff and all my stuff, all of our influences into a new sound. Yeah.
Okay, so they sometimes say that jazz, it was started by our people, but
it definitely was.
On iTunes, you start to not see too many of us represented. So what do you all think is your role as, jazz artists? I know you don't say you're solely jazz.
I don't know,
what do you think is your role?
But that's exactly why we became a band.
Okay.
Was because we felt like the representation of thoughtful, intellectual black musicians was missing. I'm a fan of everything. I'm a fan of all the most ratchet cuts and all the pop records too.
Music.
I love it. I love it all.
Okay.
Like I'm rocking Future. We were singing Future on the way over to this interview. So I'm into everything, but I felt like we're two smart black guys. How come we're not seeing ourselves, hearing ourselves? And so we instead of complaining about it, we said let's do it. And that's our responsibility as musicians that have done a lot and already given the world a lot of hit records. We felt like it's the next step to be the ones that also bring some of that if we see it's missing. Yeah.
So you've worked with a lot of different artists. Who has been your favorite? I'm going to each give y'all both a chance to say who has been your favorite. I know it's hard because
the
list is long.
That's a hard question.
But I know. But that's what I got to do. I'm a journalist, We have to ask the tough questions.
You want me to go first?
I'm going to ask him to go first. I feel like he already has it.
Yeah, I do have it. I always say Neyo because Neyo is my way into the business. We started writing songs together in 2007, and it kind of blossomed my career. So that is my favorite artist that I worked in.
Was that because of you, or was that?
Yeah, it was right. It was during the Because of You era. Yeah.
I was 11 years old, but it changed.
Don't say you were 11.
I was 11. I was a baby, but I was
talking about.
Don't say that.
I did. He was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
okay, all right, let me focus. All right, so I always say Whitney Houston.
You worked with Whitney?
I worked with Whitney on her last album, 3 songs. I wrote Like I Never Left and 2 other ones.
Talk about that.
Akon, actually, who was the person I'm always struggling to, he's the other person I want to say, but it was through Akon who mentored me a lot at the beginning of my career. We wrote together, worked together a lot, and basically the song I wrote with him ended up with Whitney Houston. And so I got to spend a lot of time with her personally in the studio, talking to her. She gave me a lot of advice. And she's actually the reason that I'm singing now as part of Louis York. Because because she kept saying to me, you should be out there singing. You have a beautiful voice. You should be doing more than just songwriting. And so we love her because the world loves her for the gift she gave, but also I have a personal connection to her in terms of she believed in me as a songwriter and believed in me as an artist. So
I hear so many positive things about her. Like everyone just says like just how much of a positive light she was.
Realist person.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, real person.
All right, so last question. What can we expect from Louis York this year?
Well, since we're talking jazz, we are in dire need of a new jazz standard.
Okay.
So we're trying to provide one. So we have a new EP coming, Masterpiece Theater Act 3, which completes the kind of EP collective we've been doing. We have Act 1 and Act 2 out right now. Act 3 comes out in the fall, led by a crazy, emotional jazz song that we hope the world will like embrace and fall in love with. So it's coming, and we're going to be out here performing and selling it to people and just giving people different experiences with music. So looking forward to hopefully doing it here next year.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Essence.
Yeah,
Speak
Essence.
it.
Come on, Essence, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do Essence. All right, so where can we follow you all? Social media, all that great stuff.
Everything at Louis York Music.
Okay.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Louis York Music.
All right.
At Louis York Music.
Okay, so this has been an exclusive interview with Spotlight News with Louis York. I'm super excited for y'all. I'm gonna go follow you all right now.
Please do.
So y'all go ahead and do that. Louis York.
Do it.
Please do. Do it.
Thank you all so much.
Appreciate you. You're awesome.